Alright, welcome back, new viewers and Game Bears. It is time for some more Rillaboom raids. And sadly, my raid hasn't appeared in my world yet since the previous day, so I'm just gonna do other people's raids. So, why don't you kick back, relax, and learn how to fight against these Rillaboom raids. But before we truly begin, if you enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing or following, depending on which platform you happen to be on. Greatly helps out the channel and whatnot. Plus, video is sponsored, once again, by the wonderful people at W. Please use the link in the description below and use the given code to get a 10% discount on your wonderful and drink order. Thank you for that, and thanks to W for sponsoring and partnering me. And yep, let us continue with this, and as you've seen, I'm using my max defense, max HP Corviknight with Taunt against this Rillaboom while the shield is not up, because without that, it can't use bulk up or growth. If I use Taunt, that is. Though it looks like the game's kinda glitching out here, but it's gonna put up a shield, which I was gonna get at least one screech in before the shield went up, but can't do that now. I have to spam body press to get some damage off and get my Tera charge going, and then once we can terrasilize, and once he does that, I can start raising my defense. So body press can really do some real damage, and there you go, growth won't do anything. Boom Burst won't do much either, even though I'm not invested in special defense. But because I'm a steel type, I just have the natural resistance. Road Kick is the best move it can use against me, but I have passive healing thanks to both the grassy terrain and my leftovers. Makes it real easy to shrug off its hits pretty well, especially the higher my defense goes. As you can see, my allies happen to be an Iron Hands and, weirdly enough, a Charizard. I mean, it's working so far. The Charizard hasn't fainted yet. Alright, I got another Tera charge off. I'm going to start using Iron Defense, because we love defense out here, you know? We love a good defense. Alright, now I just use Iron Defense 2 more times, so as long as it doesn't crit me. Heh, can't use bulk up, you loser. Alright, as long as it doesn't crit me, we're good. Yes, that's the little bit of damage that we need to see. And it seems as though a lot of people are fainting. However, this man is terastalizing. And now one more of this, and I can get off one more body press and terastalize myself. Hello, Aaron. How are you doing today? Everything's going just fine. Alright, hopefully we do not lose this, but judging by how much time we have left, unless this Iron Hands ends up doing a lot of damage, which it didn't, then oh well. Yeah, it's no big deal. Alright, Terrastalize. Though now I am weak to Acrobatics, I am +6 defense, so that doesn't really mean much. Yes, it's DK, man. The DK rap. Let's sing the DK rap. I don't know. You know what? I almost want to put that in my little SoundCloud over here, if it's possible. Oh no, he's releasing his tremendous energy. Ah well, big sad. That's alright. Well, Aaron, if you have yourself a raid, put the code in the comments section so we can get that going. Hey, did you catch those 2 very strong alpha Pokemon? And honestly, just to rip off both Moxie 2D, I believe his name was, and Pokemon 7. Did the, not Pokemon 7, what's his face, Jack. Did the alpha Lopunny happen to be shiny? If it is, we got some memes going on here then. I was, back in middle school when Oris came out, I always wanted a shiny Lopunny just to see what shiny Mega Lopunny looked like. Now I'm kind of glad I never got that. I'll be honest here. Ah, alright. Alright, let's try this raid again, and this man's using a Galarian Slowking. I wonder how useful that would be. Well, you do quad resist low kick at least, but you're gonna take neutral damage from drum beating, you're gonna take neutral damage from body slam and boom burst, and same with acrobatics. Now, if it does come out in the DLC, that'd be pretty cool. Alright, get your iron defenses up. I'm just realizing, how the hell are you gonna low kick a bird? That seems like something that shouldn't be possible. Alright, let me get a screech off before that shield goes up. Alright, get that screech off, you're now -4 defense. Alright, got a body press to get my Tera charge off before it lowers our stats. Alright, because the Galarian Slowking fainted, now it's gonna get a shield up. That's what I was waiting for. Haha, can't use growth, you loser. Into a Scizor. Honestly, I did have that shiny Scyther one time. I did want to trade that back to Legends Arceus when the Pokemon Home compatibility came out. But sadly, I gotta wait till I get another shiny Scyther at some points. I would have done so for Cleavor, but what is. Even if Scizor does have the overall much better typing. But Cleavor hits a bit harder. Alright, +6 defense, now time to just spam body press. Okay, was that a crit? No, it wasn't a crit. I guess it just did a bit of damage. Oh yes, I think I know what raid you're talking about. The mute did. Hold up. Why is it doing so much to me? Hold up. Let me check something. I don't think it should be doing this much damage. I'm +6 defense. All my defense buffs are gone. How? When? When did that happen? You didn't take away my stats. Apparently he did at some point. When did that happen? Oh, you're just training your Scizor. Alright. One more time. Come on, give me something good. Well, let's see. Corviknight work. Honestly, the only things I've seen that actually work consistently are Corviknight, Hisuian Gudra, and, yeah, Corviknight as supportive Hisuian Gudra, and Iron Hands. That's all I've seen that's worked, apparently. And it's best to have them all Tera fighting as well. Oh, that shield's about to get dusted. I mean, I don't have, what's it called? Mirror armor on my Corviknight just because I didn't want to use up my agility patch. Ability patch. Yeah, you're gonna have to. It has to be Tera fighting, like this one. For body press strats. It released its gathered energy. I've been blown away. That's a lot of birds. And this man's gonna use a weirder. Well, let's see how that works. Because low kick is just gonna do neutral damage. Hey, congratulations to you getting a shiny Pidgey there. Alright, he intimidates him. I guess that's why he brought it? So anytime it switches in, he'll lower its attack. So I can use taunts as well. I just did the taunt animation, even though you guys can't see it. Alright, get at least one Screech off. Wait, did you just skill swap with me? Why did he do that? I guess to give me Intimidate? Oh, I see what he's doing. Lower his attack a bit more. Let's get them body presses off. Alright, there we go. Took away my stat buffs. That's what I want. What am I doing? Iron Defense. Alright, so that's probably why he brought Weirder, so he can constantly spam, ability switching things, which is a really interesting gimmick, actually. It's a gimmick, though, that's the thing. It's not the best strat, it seems. Though it is working. As long as attack quite a bit. Just keep spamming those intimidates, man. Keep lowering his attack. That was a lot of things just going on just now. Alright, and one more time, and then we could get more body presses off before we terrestrialize. Alright, 2 more of these and I can terrestrialize. Keep low kicking me, you do so little damage you heal me. I just realized something as well. Once enough turns go by, the grassy terrain will go away and he can't reactivate it, thankfully. Funny how they just didn't give him grassy terrain. Why'd you Tera Bug? What use does that have? I guess to resist the low kick, but then you might as well just done Tera Ghost so you wouldn't be weak to acrobatics. I don't see a use for that besides that. Oop, terrestrialize. Alright, your life is forfeit now, Mr. DK. You DK ripoff. Man, you know what? We need a Donkey Kong game where Rillaboom is a cameo or something. That'd be awesome. If we ever get a new Donkey Kong game, which, funny, I don't think we've had a new Donkey Kong game since Tropical Freeze. That's a little sad. It'll happen soon enough. Give it some time. I always wanted to get Tropical Freeze for my Wii U back when it came out. I can still buy Tropical Freeze for my Switch if I wanted to. Depends on how much gigs it takes up, though. You know what? I think I'm gonna use Screech. Why would you do that? Why'd you give him Intimidate? Actually, you know, it doesn't matter. We're all using Body Press. Doesn't really matter. Get a Screech off. Scream into his ear. He's in the red, and this is the moment where Mirror Armor would be useful, but I don't really care. Corviknight's already pretty slow anyways, it doesn't matter too much. Well, welcome back. But that means you didn't hear what I was saying before. If we ever get a new Donkey Kong game, they should have Rillaboom as a cameo. That'd be perfect. Because we haven't had a new Donkey Kong game since Tropical Freeze on the Wii U and the Switch port of it. So who knows, we should get a new Donkey Kong game at some point. Alright, goodbye. Discount Funky Kong looking dude, he's out of here. Yes, congratulations on your shiny Pidgey. That's what I said. Yeah, probably, because, I mean, a lot of people will hunt for, well, Pidgeys are everywhere for one thing, and that includes the other members of the Pidgey line like Pidgeotto. In the case of Chansey, people are always looking for Chanseys for experience because of the high experience yields, and whatever Pokemon game it happens to be, whether it's Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, or even Fire Red Leaf Green. Well, they're not that common in Fire Red Leaf Green, only being found in the Safari Zone specifically, so a bad example. But you do find a lot of Chanseys in Diamond and Pearl in certain routes, so there's a thing there too. It just depends on which game you happen to be playing, where Chansey shows up. Especially the more of the same Pokemon you catch, the higher likely they are to show up in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. I learned that from all the Poliwags I caught both in my original file and from my Nuzlocke file while grinding. Because that's a good strategy. Poliwags, if you stack them up enough, can give you some good experience. Like one Poliwag I caught with enough multipliers It gave me like over 6,000 XP points. It was perfect. And all them speed candies they give you as well. Get a screech off. Alright, we're in Pokemon Shield right now. What do you happen to be doing in that game, if you do not mind me asking? Alright, there we go. Keep lowering my stats. No growth for you, and then he'll Boom Burst. Boom Burst is still one of the greatest moves to ever come out of Generation 6, let me just say. Probably, besides King Shield, probably the best move, honestly. Get those vitamins, get them steroids, I mean the vitamins. Yeah, they're not steroids at all. I don't know, they're basically, I've already made that a question of the day in a previous video. But those vitamins are essentially, let's be real, steroids. You notice I just realized this Rillaboom doesn't do? It doesn't take away your Terra Charge at all, at least I've never seen it happen. Oh no, he's bulking up. I don't like this. What? How did I... He lowered my stats at some point. Since when? How did he faint me just now? Did he lower my stats at some point? And I was staring at the screen the whole time. When did that happen? Is there a little glitch going on here? Because I swear he's only supposed to do that once. That's so dumb. What just happened? I had like 200 HP one moment, next moment did I get crit or something? I don't know. That shouldn't have happened. I thought I just got a bunch of attack buffs off. It must have got a crit frickin' acrobatics off. That must be. Either that or just got a really lucky crit acrobatics off on me or something. Like, it must have just gotten a crit on me or something. I wasn't paying attention, but I kept raising my defense, so it must have just got a crit. Or again, it took away my stats somehow, and without doing the I can take away your stats animation thing. Don't know how that happened. My voice sounds different? How exactly? Maybe my voice got deeper, I don't know. To me, I sound exactly the same, and according to my little mic sounds over here that I see on my screen, it's all up in the yellow. Where it's supposed to be. Just projecting my voice a little bit more, that's all I'm doing. I tend to be a pretty soft-spoken person, so I gotta project my voice a little bit more. I try to do that when I'm playing these... Not playing these videos, when I'm recording these vids. The 6-hour-long 6-hour-long training vid. After Pokemon Home came out, I think I was training up a lot of Hisuian during that, like Ursa Luna, for example. Yep, that's the one I was talking about. We're gonna use evolving into a Corvus Choir. Alright, yeah, look at that damage. That's some good damage right there. Already about a third of the shield is gone. Into a Corviknight. The greatest of all regional birds. Sorry, Staraptor. You were once the best, but Corviknight outshadowed you back in 2019. Overshadowed, I mean, outshadowed is not a word. Actually, let me get off another taunt so I can't get any more of those frickin' whatchamacallits off. No more status moves. No more dumb moves like Growth and Bulk Up. No one likes those moves. Alright, Screech. Your acrobatics means nothing, you loser. And down he goes. And he didn't even paralyze me. Heh. Down he goes. Give me the prizes. We need them. I like that this one gives Jolly Mints. That was well, they don't always give the right type of mints, like the Inteleon raids would give you sassy mints, but these mints are pretty good nonetheless. Our Jolly is one of the best natures after all, along with what? Timid, adamant, and modest. Those are the greatest natures if you want to maximize a certain offense or your speed. It's very rare that you want to lower your defense on a Pokemon, though. As opposed to, like, lowering one of their attack stats or their speed stat, for whatever reason. Maybe you're trying to make something good for a Trick Room team, maybe you're trying to make a sweeper, whatevs. Up to episode 4. Huh. Well, good to know. Not entirely sure what could have caused that, but I don't know. I'm trying to remember what may have caused it, but I don't know. I'm drawing up a blank here. Come to think of it, could Flamigo work for these raids? Well, let's see. You resist the grass type moves. You resist the fighting type move being low kick. You're neutral to, well, you're weak to acrobatics. That could be a bit of an issue. If it has co-star, well, of course. Just click the check button, somehow got out of there. That makes no sense. Whatever. If you don't want to do the raid, you don't have to do the raid. Ballistic. A bad way, or, well, most of that episode, you'd know, it was just me sitting in there around Seafoam Isle, just trying to find out where I'm supposed to put the stones, which that was like, what, 90% of the episode, for fuck's sake. But trying to catch Zapdos was a little annoying, and then the other two were extremely easy. And then my whole rant about how would Heart Soul Silver or BDSP be as loved today if there were faithful remakes like BDSP were, or Oris, I mean. Or other remakes. I was telling my mother the other day, like, if you're gonna remake a game, or I guess this would go same for like movie remakes and stuff, give me a reason to watch it over the originals, other than just, oh, it looks better than it did 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 13 years ago, 9 years ago, whatever. I do have more examples I can use. Oh, the rant that you were talking about was bombastic. I could continue it right now, even. Like before. Heck, I've got a few more examples of remakes that actually give you a reason to play them over their originals. Like Mario and Luigi, for example. Yes, I saw what you said. Yeah, my rant about, Pokemon remakes and shit. And remakes and whatnot. Like, take Mario and Luigi, for example. Alright, he already put up the shield, and I didn't even get a taunt off. Maybe because the frickin' Flamigo died already. Like, look at Mario Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions. A lot of people don't consider Bowser's Minions to be that good of a minigame. Personally, I was okay with it. It was a nice little side story that kind of explained how the Koopalings got where they got to, yada yada. And besides overhauled graphics and some changes that the originals didn't already have, plus some new things, and Bowser's, I almost said Bowser's Inside Story, Bowser Jr.'s Minions, Bowser's Minions, adding a whole side story that wasn't in the original, definitely explaining how the Koopalings plus Bowser Jr. in some way go into the main story. The stuff that wasn't explained in the original, of course. Oh man, I'm alive, but I'm barely breathing. Also, who put up the sunny day? The Koraidon, that's who. I don't know why you people are bringing in Koraidons. I get it, probably just to get Collision Course off. The problem is, when he uses Growth, he gets more stat buffs. This is why you don't use Sunny Day, dude. I don't entirely remember that episode. I do remember the video he made about everything wrong with BDSP. Remember that episode, definitely. And game just glitched out for a split second. Because, I mean, that episode was fine. And him saying the Elite Four was too hard. You know what? I'm going to be dead honest here. I forgot to bring that up in my Let's Go Eevee video. That's one thing that I think BDSP does a little bit better than previous remakes. I guess. It depends on what type of challenge you want to see. I mean, you do want to be challenged by the Elite Four and the Champion, of course. That's a good thing. And some people, heck, even really like it. Other PokeTubers thought it was a really good idea for them to be that hard and whatnot and very difficult to beat. Basically having competitively viable mons before you have that chance. The problem is it makes it really hard to, for you to catch a basic old team and for you to win with it easily. When I played BDSP before I beat it, man, I was having a lot of trouble with the Elite Four and against Cynthia and whatnot. I still managed to win just fine, but holy hell. Like, I thought good AI was all you really needed to be a good challenger in a Pokemon game, but throw in some competitively viable mons and they're all holding competitive items and stuff like Focus Sash, frickin' Infernape or something, or Flame Orb Heracross, or Yachiberry Garchomp over here. You got yourself a real good challenge. In my opinion, though, I think stuff like that should be locked behind a difficulty setting, though. Some people say Pokemon games don't really need difficulty settings. I mean, Black and White 2, for some ungodly reason, are the only Pokemon games to actually have a difficulty setting. Why? What's the point of that? And here's the kicker with it. Black and White 2 are one of my favorite Pokemon games ever. The problem is, why is the difficulty setting not only locked behind beating the champion, but version locked as well? So if you have Black 2, you get challenge mode, but if you have White 2, you get easy mode. For what? What's the point of that? And the only way you can get the other version, depending on which version you have, is by trading with other people or having it transferred from other people. For version exclusive stuff like, say, Registeel being exclusive to Black 2 and Regice being exclusive to White 2, it makes sense, but why would they have to do that with a difficulty setting? Oh yeah, and the Infernape had Iron Fist. I remember Mikey going, where the flying frick did you get that? I mean, he didn't say flying frick, I'm just kind of making things up here, but still, I remember that. Like, imagine if the gym leaders even had competitively viable Pokemon. And a lot of people even say that, too. It seems like that was purely made just to compensate for the EXP share, the shared EXP share, more specifically. Not exactly being built around how Diamond and Pearl, since it's just and again, another consequence of this being a faithful remake. Faithful in huge quotations. The game was not built around the new experience share system that we have of it being a full-on experience share. Like we've had since Generation 6. The game wasn't built for that. So, that's just another untold consequence of this being a faithful... Again, every time I say faithful, picture it with ginormous question marks. I almost said question marks. Quotation marks. Because the games weren't built for that, and it felt like making the Elite Four that difficult was made to compensate for such a thing. For such a design flaw. Like, if you have to do that... because you guys are so freaking adamant about you having this shared experience share, then you might as well not have the fucking experience share, period. If you have to do that to compensate for bad design over a game that wasn't originally designed with that in mind. Just another good example of piss poor game design / development going on over here. Like for my RPGs, if I ever want to make a difficulty setting, or hell, like most RPGs, not just Pokemon, like Dragon Quest, for example, where everybody gets experience and whatnot, not just whoever fought in the battle. Which, me personally, I'd rather everybody, whatever RPG you're playing, I don't care what it is, Tales of, Mario and Luigi, Paper Mario, Xenoblade, Kingdom Hearts, Atelier, whatever, Tales of, Dragon Quest, I just said that, Pokemon already, whatever other RPG you could think of, Final Fantasy, Star Ocean, Phantasy Star, whatever RPG you can frickin' think of. Any RPG franchise you can think of. Me personally, I prefer when every adjacent party member gets experience points. It honestly makes it a lot easier, it cuts down on grinding, etc., etc. Not everybody likes it, specifically in games like Pokemon, because it makes the game too easy. But this is where you have the option to turn off such an experience share. Just so you know, for the people who like to do that. But, alright, what if in other RPGs, only the characters you have in battle get experience? Or Persona. I have that problem with Persona 4. Persona 3 and Persona 4. Specifically in Persona 4. Persona 3, I think it's a little more balanced. Because that's something they fixed in Persona 5, where every party member, as long as they're well in your party, even if they're not in the active battle, will still get experience. But those who are not in active battle will just get a lesser amount of experience. And I think that's fine. It just cuts down on grinding, you know? It saves you a lot of time. You don't have to get... lessons getting stonewalled in certain battles if you're having trouble with those battles. It's just... I like it like this. Just cuts down on grind. Hey, Blastburn. Apparently I never had Blastburn. or a hydro cannon, or frenzy plant. I legit never found this cave. Huh, you find something new every day. Interesting. But anyways, back to my point. Because I beat the original Persona 4 on my PS3, and now I've been recently playing Persona 4 Golden, and I've told you before in previous videos I plan on streaming it on this channel at some point. My problem is, I set myself to the same 3 party members since one of the characters is forced on your team for the rest of the game. But, the other team members that you don't use, and because of how fast you level up in Persona, and other RPGs I forgot to mention, like Rune Factory or... Well, Rune Factory, you've only got one party. Actually, that's not true. Rune Factory, you have, like, your pets and whatnot, and your other characters that can join you if they want, but I'm going slightly sidetracked here. But my problem with Persona 4, which I'm glad Persona 5 fixed, and hopefully the upcoming Persona 3 remake kind of fixes as well, is that any non-party members will still get some experience. And again, as I've stated before, it just cuts down on grinding, but my biggest gripe with Persona 4 is that the team members who aren't in your team, they're not going to get experience points, which means, alright, one of them, when you beat their respective boss, will be a level 25. But by the time you get to them, assuming you did regular grinding, kind of like, or not regular grinding, but you regularly went through the dungeons and fighting each enemy, you'll be above level 25, or level 26. Like, you already have those leveled up party members, and by the time you get to the 3rd dungeon, and you play that a little bit, and you gone through that, you're going to be on level 35. Plus, that team member that you have on there will be under-leveled throughout the rest of the game, and do you really want to go through the trouble to train them up, or just stick with the team members you've already trained up? Or later team members that'll join you later on in the game who happen to actually be around your freaking level. I mean, Persona 4's case, that your party members getting experience is hidden behind something they call social links, which once I play Persona 5 on here, I'll explain all that garbage, so I'm not going to worry about that here. Gotta save for content, you know? But that's what I mean. If you're not willing to spend all that time, which, again, as I've stated before in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, which is why you haven't seen me make those episodes very often, is the amount of grinding, and doesn't help how fucking annoying the catch system in that game is, because it's based on everybody's favorite Pokemon game, goddamn Pokemon Go. That garbage-ass game's catch mechanics. So this is why I'm kind of glad they do shared experience points, because imagine if Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee only gave you experience points based on the first party member you had in there, and not everybody getting it, then the Pokemon Go catch mechanics would be a fuck ton more tedious. At least in my opinion, they definitely would be. Much more tedious than they already are, I'd say. And thank you for, and, well, that's pretty much all that is there about experience points, and which is why I'm kind of glad they do shared experience points. And funny, as I'm talking about this, I'm listening to a Persona 4 song while we're streaming. But anyways. And you watch Jaden Animation's Digimon video. I remember that, actually. She's playing one of the Digimon games on her DS or whatever. The only Digimon games I'm playing right now is just Cyber Sleuth on my Switch over here, and I recently stated this a few weeks ago, Rumble Arena 2 on my GameCube. That's about it. Really the only Digimon games I care about. I was thinking about getting maybe the first Rumble Arena for my PS3. It was a PS1 game back then, but I don't know. I was also thinking about getting Digimon World Next Order, but I hear it's not that good, so who cares? Then that game's got a bit of grinding in it that I don't think is good, because apparently I looked up reviews on Digimon World Next Order, which is a sequel to the original Digimon World, and you only get 2 set Digimon, but they die after a set amount of time. Like, the fuck is this, Tamagotchi? Which I know Digimon originated from Tamagotchi, but that stuff seems really needy. Like, if you're not constantly on top of them and whatnot, if you're not constantly on top of, you know, making sure they're alive and making sure they do their business, if you know what I mean, they're fed regularly, they end up dying. It's just like Tamagotchis. Heck, my mother can tell you about her experience with that stuff years ago. She used to have a phone app that was Tamagotchi, and if she wasn't constantly seeing if it was okay, it would end up dying. It's like, dude, people have things to do. Like, I know these things are probably made for 6-year-olds or something, you know, who don't have many important things to worry about. So that could be where that's around. But, again, Digimon's another RPG that does that everybody in your party gets experience thing. Which, as I've stated before, or what was I saying about Tamagotchi? Like, if you're just, let's just say, if you're not constantly looking for them, they can end up dying very easily, which is never a good thing. Well, Cyber Sleuth is exactly like Persona, not really. My thing with Cyber Sleuth, and I've stated this in a previous video, is that I like that getting different Digimon and stuff. Sure, it's a little time-consuming, but you can passively have your system off, and they'll gain experience while you have your system off, which I like, so as long as they're in the little digi farms. And you can have up to 5 of those things, even though I only have 3 in my game. And because the game was originally meant for the PS Vita, so that's probably why I was able to do that before being English dubbed and ported to Switch and PS4. Specifically Cyber Sleuth, not Hacker's Memory. I have yet to play that one. Which I'm gonna have on my Switch, but I want to beat the first Cyber Sleuth first. The art style? Nah, it's not that similar to Persona art style-wise. It's different art style-wise. It's a Persona 3, 4, or 5. But what I found more satisfying about that, and I think digivolving certain Digimon is far more satisfying than evolving Pokemon in any Pokemon game. I don't care what Pokemon game it is. Most of the Digimon games are mainly in Japanese. Like Cyber Sleuth was originally JP only, but again, as I've just stated before, recently being ported to Switch and to PS4 English subbed. I mean, as long as there's some form of English, I at least know what's going on. I don't know how to speak Japanese, maybe someday I'll learn it, but just to play a few games, I don't think it's that practical of a use. Anyways, what was I doing? Oh, yeah. Because, for example, making Agumon to Greymon, Greymon to Metal Greymon, the Metal Greymon to War Greymon, and if you happen to have a Metal Garurumon, you can get Omnimon. That is so much more, sure, it takes a lot more time. And you gotta do a bunch of other things like constantly de-digivolving so you get your ABI stat raised, which that controls your maximum level for your Digimon. And the higher the Digimon level they are, what I mean is rookie level, champion level, ultimate level, mega level, or ultra level, or if you're in training 1 and 2, that's the 7 different Digimon levels. Since not every Digimon has ultra level forms, like Omnimon or Gallantmon CM, or Armageddonmon, like those are the ultra level Digimon, which in Cyber Sleuth I think there's only about 12 of them, and they have the highest stats of any Digimon in the game. Some Digimon can fuse together or have armored evolutions, which are locked behind certain items, or certain Digimon having their cam stat be from 0% to 100%, which you can raise them, that stat, which I should probably save this for a Digimon Cyber Sleuth thing, so I'm going to keep it a short version. Should save that for a Cyber Sleuth playthrough in the future. Which it's going to, again, there's a lot of games I want to play. It's going to be a very long time before that happens. But just in short, they go from, some Digimon might need a certain percentage of their cam stat, in order to digivolve. Which, if you get that high enough, which the game gives you a plethora of ways to get that, whether that be just normally battling or feeding them Digimeat and whatnot in the Digifarms. You can do that, and getting certain Digimon is so much more satisfying. Heck, completing the Digidex is way more satisfying than completing the Pokedex in any Pokemon game. And the reason for that being is I don't need a separate version of the fucking game, or basically a whole separate system, and sometimes another human being, or in Generation 8's case, internet access, or Generation 6 onwards case, internet access to even complete the dex. In Digimon Cyber Sleuth, all I need is maybe to defeat the other game, which I know that means I basically have to beat another game before I am able to even get certain Digimon, that's fine, which means more content for me to play, nothing bad about that, and it rewards me. Though, it's basically, even though 100% completion is locked behind that, which can be a little annoying for some people, if they're not willing to complete a whole separate game to get 100% completion. If that is what they're going for. Plus, there's overall a lesser number of Digimon in the game, obtainable Digimon, in Cyber Sleuth, for you to complete that Digidex. There's only 341 Digimon in the game, and most of them are kind of handed to you. Well, not most of them, some of them are handed to you as extra content. While others you can easily evolve and stuff. And again, as I've stated before, while your system is off, your Digimon can passively level up, or there's ways for you to level them up faster. It's so much more satisfying to complete a Digidex in that one Digimon game than in any Pokemon game combined. Mind you, in Pokemon games specifically, I have completed the only Pokemon games where I've completed the Pokedex in, and this is because of internet access. If I didn't have internet access, or I didn't have, or GTS didn't exist, or Tera Raid / Dynamax Raids didn't exist, I wouldn't have been able to complete the Pokedex in any Pokemon game, other than maybe Scarlet and Violet. Because, well, even that actually, because of trade, I wouldn't have been able to do it in Scarlet and Violet. Because the Scarlet Paradox Mons, certain version exclusives, Koraidon, all that crap. So, the only Pokemon games I've ever completed the Pokedex in, pretty much every game from Gen 6 onward, except Oris, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and BDSP. Every other Pokemon game within the Gen 6 era onward, I've finished the Pokedex in. And that includes the DLC Pokedexes and Sword and Shield. So that would be X and Y, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Sword and Shield, and Scarlet and Violet. And Legends Arceus, because that's how you fight Arceus, of course, but yeah. If it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have cared for Legends Arceus once I beat Volo. As you can see in my playthrough, but still. So no Pokemon game before that I've ever beaten the Pokedex. Just to be honest here. Because of how annoyingly hard it is to defeat the Pokedex in some ways. It's really not that complicated. Well, there are definitely more methods to Digivolving than it is for evolving Pokemon. Because, like, certain stats need to be certain places and whatnot, while for Pokemon, sometimes you just need to get them to a certain level, you need to evolve them. Or in some Pokemon's cases, I'm looking at you, Tyrogue, certain stats need to be in a certain order, or in a certain level. Attack needs to be higher than defense, or defense needs to be higher, or they need to be equal, yada yada. Because, like, Pokemon, you only have one for some Pokemon they take two, separate criterias, like Ursaluna. I'm looking at you, Pete Block and fucking Full Moon having ass. When there's like 2 Pete Blocks in the entire goddamn game that you can get, that you're guaranteed to get, while the rest are extremely rare. Real good on them for that one. But overall, I think those criteria are definitely much easier than most Pokemon evolutions. Plus, kind of take a little less time if you do it passively. You can't passively level up your Pokemon. Well, you can in Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon and Pokepelago, but that's the only Pokemon game where you could do that. Actually, I think Sword and Shield lets you do that as well with the Pokejobs, so those are the only Pokemon games you could do that in. There's no other Pokemon game where you could passively level up your Pokemon. You have to do that stuff manually, which is more the reason why I think I spent more time in Cyber Sleuth, at least passively, than I've done in most Pokemon games. Just because it's so much more satisfying to get certain Digivolutions. Or as I've stated before with Armor Evolutions, where you need certain items like the Digi-Egg of Courage or whatever, to get a certain Digimon for that, just like in Digimon Tamers anime. Which again is locked behind items that you're likely not knowing where you need to find them in, so you'd probably have to look them up, which whenever you have to rely on the internet to do something in a game, in my opinion, is not the greatest level of design, because you should be able to do it in-game, either with just some hints, or, you should be able to figure it out yourself. You shouldn't have to look it up just to progress, or just to get a certain something. Because it's so complicated, they're like, why am I wasting my time with this shit? Might as well just look it up, But other than that, once you find where you need to get that, now you have yet another Digimon that you could that's probably really strong, or on par with a champion level Digimon, which is kind of sad, but whatever. Flamedramon looking at you. But other than that, in my file of Cyber Sleuth I have on my Switch, I already have 297 of the 341 Digimon that you even need to get in that game. And that's another thing you don't have to worry about with Digimon. You can level up that motherfucker as far as you fucking can, and they'll still obey you. It's fine. Pokemon, especially as of Sword and Shield, actually, even though BDSP and Legends Arceus I don't think had this. But you get your Pokemon to a certain level, because before that was just a measure taken for those who will try to transfer a really taking somebody else already finished the game, they got a level 100 Pokemon. They'll try to trade you that Pokemon so you beat the game faster or something. That's a measure just so people don't freaking trade on overpowered Pokemon to their game and cheat the game with it. But ever since Sword and Shield, where you can run into Pokemon that are way higher level than you, kind of like in Xenoblade games, if you know, in Xenoblade, every single Xenoblade game, Xenoblade 1, 2, X, or 3, or Xenoblade 1, X, 2, and 3, I should say, in that order. There's always that one gorilla enemy that's like level 80 or whatever that you'll always run into in every Xenoblade game, which is freaking crazy, and I like that Pokemon's kind of taking that direction as well. The thing that kind of defeats the purpose of it, because there's a high-risk, high-reward setting for that. You can fight this overpowered Pokemon, which could absolutely demolish your team given the chance, but if you actually manage to weaken it enough and catch it, that's super rewarding, because now you have an overpowered Pokemon on your team at your command. What defeats that purpose is you having them not obey you because they're too overleveled. Then what the fuck was the point in allowing me to run into overleveled Pokemon in the first place if you're just gonna punish me for actually being lucky enough to catch it? So like, it kind of completely defeats the purpose of that. Like, imagine if in Xenoblade games, you're like, I don't know, level 40, you managed to beat a level 70 in your area, and then you barely get any rewards for it because you weren't around its level. Like, imagine that shit. Would people even do it at that point? Would people even do it? No, you do that shit because it's super rewarding when you're super underleveled, but you manage to best the boss anyways. So that would be the equivalent of that in Xenoblade. Oh yeah, the moves I'd recommend on Corviknight: Tera Fighting, Body Press, Max HP, Max Defense, Screech, Iron Defense, and Taunt. That's what you need. But thank you for coming to my TED Talk about levels and why Digimon Cyber Sleuth is more satisfying than most Pokemon games. Next up, what the next Generation 10 starter should be. I don't know, maybe we'll have an Ice-Fire type, a Water Normal type, and a Grass Poison type. I don't know, the most unorthodox typings you could think of. And why would he... Who made it... Why... Okay. Snowy Frostlass. I mean, as long as it's helping you, like... Oh, I see what they're doing. Alright. Ugh. Whew, it's out in my room right now. I'm sweating a little bit. I probably shouldn't be stating that, but I don't know. Yeah, it is summertime where I'm living right now. It's not the best up here. Oh, I got my water with me. I'm good. Alright, once we're done with this raid, put a code in the comments. Oh, yes, thank you. Allow me to hydrate myself. I got my water right here. And the Frostlass knows chilling water. Alright, I see why this person brought that. Alright, if she'll look a little different. I might not be able to recognize her, I'm kidding. Even though you just pointed that out. It was just a slight joke. Alright, one more of this so we can terrestrialize. Alright, perfect timing for that. I guess the shield is about to break. And I'm paralyzed. Oh no. He drain punched him in the face, man. Actually, better yet, I'm gonna heal, actually. Let's do a heal cheer so I can get rid of my paralysis. Alrighty, once we're done with this, put that code in the comments. Alright, let's get that screech off. Screech! I'm gonna scream right in this gorilla's face. Or maybe one of the Gen 10 starters will be a double grass type, a double water type, and a double fire type. Who knows? Technically, you could be a double type with Tera types. If you got yourself a Boy Coco, you could be a double fire type, so in a way. Because I remember a Poketuber by the name of Dobbs would joke about how, oh, he wants to see a double normal type. A Rattata, that's a double normal type, so he's doubly weak to fighting types, but doubly immune to ghost types. And the Terrestrialization is probably the closest we'll ever get to double typings. I mean, I guess it's a good thing that Shedinja doesn't exist in this game. Because if Shedinja did exist in this game, dude, everybody would just be doing Tera Electric... Frickin'... I don't know, Tera Electric... Shedinjas? Everybody would just be doing Tera Electric Shedinjas with, like, Air Balloon and stuff. That would be everywhere. Even though you can still kill Shedinjas like that, just hit them with Toxic or get some hazards up. That's all you need to do. It's just like those strategies I remember that I wanted to do back when I was in middle school and Gen 6 was around. since Carbink gets the Sturdy ability. And it also learns Skill Swap, but for Carbink specifically, Sturdy's a hidden ability, so that wasn't available at the time. Not even through, whatchamacallits, the Friend Safari at the time. And if you get those turns off, you could Skill Swap the Sturdy onto the Shedinja, and the Shedinja will never die. Though it will still take damage from Sandstorm, from entry hazards. Well, I don't think you have to worry about entry hazards if it's already on the field. So, you don't have to worry about that, but you still have to worry about weather effects, you still have to worry about status effects, all that stuff. So, how I would do that is, again, they're pretty slow Pokemon, so they're likely to get knocked out pretty quickly. But you could use safety goggles to at least protect against hail and sandstorm. Though safety goggles don't protect you from, well, they protect you for certain powder moves like poison powder. But there are other ways to poison a Pokemon outside of poison powder. I mean, like toxic, for example, or just, you know, toxic spikes, or, you know, poisoning them with a, well, actually you wouldn't be able to poison them with a poison type because, again, Wonder Garden, you're not weak to poison. So the only way to poison them would be through toxic. The only way to burn them would be Will-O-Wisp. I mean, there's still ways to beat it, though. If you have safety goggles, honestly, I think the only way you'd be able to even kill that Sturdy Shedinja, again, would be toxic, or a burn, or Will-O-Wisp. Or I guess certain secondary moves, like, say, Flame Burst, for example. That's really, really situational, and Flame Burst is a move most people don't really use, so there's that. DK, Donkey Kong, he's the leader of the bunch, you know him well. He's finally back to kick some tail. His coconut guns, they fire in spurts. If he shoots ya, it's gonna hurt. He's bigger, faster, and stronger too. He's the first member of the DK crew. DK, Donkey Kong. Yeah, DK, Donkey Kong is here. I know about that song because of Super Smash Bros. Melee. Because that's a really prominent song in Congo Jungle. And mine is named Hawk Knight. I wonder if they have a Hawk Knight and Hollow Knight. I do have that game on my PS4 now. And I barely played it since I bought it back in April. At the time of me making this video, April 2023 is when I bought that Hollow Knight game. For a discount. And yeah, another RPG that I forgot to mention. Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. When you beat your battles, everybody gets experience points, whether they're in the party or not. And that was a game that came out in '96, I believe. And hopefully the upcoming remake later this year keeps that going as well. Actually, I didn't see. I wasn't paying attention there. Oh, I can kind of see what you're wearing from here on my screen, but that's about it. Alright, see if I can get off just one more Screech. I should be able to get off one more Screech. Yell into his ear! Wait, why do you even have reversal on it? Raising my defense, raising my defense. I love defense, according to that one guy from Sinnoh. I don't remember what his name is. I think he was a gym leader, I don't know. Honestly, it's just better you stick with body press. It's just more consistent, you don't have to risk being at low HP. And even if you're at low HP, it's not very useful for these type of Tera Raids, just because you're at low HP, they're gonna take you out next turn, so there's that. Oh yeah, and the item you should be holding is leftovers. I forgot to mention that. Alright, one more and I can terrestrialize myself. Did he take away his stat debuffs? He might have, I don't know. Ow, fuck it. Ah, of course you crit me. You're a bitch. You're a bitch, JK Kong. He was using growth and wait, you're talking about me or DK over here? After he takes away our stat buffs, that's when I use iron defense. And now, because of how low his defense is and how high my defense is, I can just keep pressing body press out here. Oh, you're talking about DK? Yeah, throughout the turns he'll use growth and bulk up. And that's when he removes those negative effects. Oh no! He's gathering his energy. May I request a heal cheer, please, if that's okay with you? Alright, can I survive this acrobatics? Let's see. Now, he uses growth sometimes as well. And thanks for the heal cheer. No, he releases energy. Ah, that's alright. Do you want to do another code, or... you had iron defense, right? I mean, if you want to have reversal, that's fine, but... I think you do have max HP and... well, I think you do. I recommend putting leftovers on him just so he can survive a little longer. We gotta minimize as many faintings as we possibly can so he doesn't get as many buffs off. Alright. I guess one win for you. Maybe I'll try doing a trade or something. I don't know. Let's see what weird things I can find. Oh, sorry for hitting my mic. Failed to connect? How could you fail to connect? I just realized I can't even see the frickin' bar over here of who it is. I'd have to move those from time to time. Oh, that is a hacked boy right there. We do not want that. Oh yeah, I can't use my Rhydon on the slope, but I can use my Rhydon on the slope. Alright. No, he knows he has low kick, boom burst, body slam, drum beating, and acrobatics. Those are his movesets. His physical attacks. Or not his physical attacks, his attacking moves. And then also, bulk up and growth. That's his entire moveset. And what is your evil brain tinkering this time? Oh, okay. If that's what you desire. Kill the Vaporeon, get over here, you can't run away. I got my Eevee first. Hey, it's Zoroark, dude. The only problem is this being Zoroark isn't exactly tanky. It won't be able to take the hits too well, because of its low HP and defense stats. Like, base 55 HP and, like, base 60 defense. That isn't going to take anything. Sure, that completely invalidates most of his moveset, but you still gotta worry about an extra powerful drum beating and, acrobatics. Which he's likely to use drum beating since that's going to do the most damage. How many items do I have? Let's see. Got plenty of carboses. You know, where's my Tera Bug Iron Thorns? I'm gonna use them. Yeah, but then again, the same point. Oh, that's fine, but before you can't terrestrialize for the first 3 turns. Plus, you gotta worry about low kick, and low kick is sure to one-shot you. I'm just saying, because of your low defense stat, like abysmally low defense stat. So that could be very risky to do. And even if you do get the Terra Ghost off, yeah, you could be a healing one, but you won't be able to heal if you're gonna get one-shot very easily. Like, if Rillaboom were more of a special attacker, then I'd understand your thought process a bit more, but that's not the case. What am I doing? Going back into the box is not what I wanted to do. Then you give me what? Alright, 25 of those, you're gonna be max speed. Just the perfect amount of Swift Wings. Oh, you give up. Oops. I misread that. Well, we were doing pretty well with the Corviknight you were using, so let's just continue with that. Just go get yourself a leftovers if you'd please. What should I give this Electrode? I don't know. Don't give up, man. I mean, at least get the leftovers if you please. And you don't really need reversal. We could just do Screech or Taunt instead. And if you want to be the first to use Taunt, just let me know so I don't misclick. And that is your choice at the end of the day. I'm just racing around in my futuristic dino boy. Alright. I forgot which Pokemon. I think it was in. No, it wasn't in Black and White, but I forgot which Pokemon game it was where you could literally get leftovers out of a trash can. I mean, if you think about it, it is just an apple corn. And you're just, getting some HP off of that, and that alone. Also, elephants on the mountainside. That is not what I wanted to do. I don't know, I remember watching Mikey's video that he made about a week ago. What are you doing? Kill them! Kill them! Anyways, I was watching Mikey's video last week that he made about the unused type combos that can be done with current Pokemon. And he stated how Cufit and Caparajah could be Steel normal type. I kind of see where he's coming from, but they're steely elephants. I guess they could be Steel normal type if they really squinted hard enough, but then by that logic, Phanpy, not Phanpy, Pokemon 7, hope you're watching. And Donphan could have been ground normal type by that logic, but whatever. And there's another Vaporeon for me to slaughter. Give me those Eevee furs, they go for a lot of money. Or LP specifically. Doesn't matter what they tell me, I believe what happens to me. You know what? I think I stated this in my Splatoon playthrough, but I've always wanted a regional variant. Like, back when I was in high school, when Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were the latest Pokemon games, you're Hisui and Gudra. Alright. Get that. Alright then, Hawlucha. You don't want to fight me, dude. I'm telling you, you don't want to fight this big bird. But what was I saying? What was I saying? The frick, I forgot. Well, this Hawlucha snuck up on me. Not really snuck up on me, but still. Oh yeah, I remember. Back when I was in high school, when Ultra Sun Ultra Moon was the latest Pokemon game, I always wanted, like, regional variants. Well, not regional variants, but more like alternate forms of certain Pokemon. Of all 807 Pokemon that were out at the time, and they'd all have completely different typings for the typings they already had. And one of my most wanted ones was maybe a Shellos and Gastrodon regional, or alternate form as I dubbed them. That was going to be an Ice Poison type. Ice Poison can be a decently tanky typing, despite, well, being a part Ice type, one of the notoriously worst defensive typings ever. It's a good balance of defense and offense, I'd say, actually, Ice Poison. I'm surprised it's a type combo that hasn't been done yet. That's, at least before Palmod and Iron Hands, not as surprised as I was with Electric Fighting. Or Electric Dark in the case of Morpeko, but other than that. And another one I always wanted was a Machamp that was going to be... Oh, we need to screenshot that. That's hilarious. VGC. I didn't notice that. That's hilarious. Hey, Wolfie, you watching? A code just... And there's a W in it as well. Or World 3, like World 3 from Mega Man Battle Network. VGC World 3. Oh, that's the greatest code ever. I'm screenshotting this. Hold up. I gotta stop taking pictures. I might have to delete some pictures off my Switch because I'm running out of data on my Switch, but other than that... what was I saying? Alright, VGC stuff, Oh, so one of my most wanted alternate Pokemon was alternate form of Machamp. An alternate form of Machamp that was a Bug Steel type. because of its giant arms would turn into metal sickles and whatnot. Or I always wanted like a UFO Starmie that was going to be a steel psychic type, perhaps. Or a Genesect that could have also been a steel psychic type. Or Stack Attack, as you know, is one of my favorite Pokemon ever. And I think I have a bit of a bias with it, which is why I gave it two separate forms. Because, like, in Pokemon Insurgence, Metagross has two separate actually has three different Delta forms. One that's a Grass Ground type, or no, it's a Grass Rock type. That's based on Ruins, which is essentially just a recolored. Blast! You should have told me that you were going to use Taunt. Oh well. Oh, you did. You just. Oh, I feel dumb. I feel dumb. You said you were going to taunt it, but the comments say taunt it. No wonder why I was confused. I wasted my turn. But that's my fault. Alright, I'm gonna screech it. And I missed. Alright. And he crit me. Nice. Yeah, stop taunting, you fuckhead. I'm talking about the Rillaboom. Oh yeah, what I was saying with Stack Attack, I had a bit of a bias with it, and so I gave it two separate forms. And like I was saying with Metagross earlier in Pokemon Insurgence, and Metagross is not one, not two, but three Delta forms. Wait, he didn't take away your oh my god, I'm just not paying attention. But it has three different Delta forms, one of which being a Rusty Temple form that's a Rock Grass type. Which is literally just a recolored Metagross that's like bronze and green. I don't know, it's just recolored. But then there's another Delta Metagross that looks really cool, which is based on a spider. It's a really spidery Metagross that's a ground bug type, which is awesome. Probably one of my favorite Delta forms ever. It just looks so damn good. Alright, that's another thing. And then now its third form, which is a crystal form, I believe. That's an ice type, I think? I could be wrong about that. And plus, at least its spider form also gets a Mega Evolution, just like, well, normal Mega Metagross. Same with its rusted form, I believe, gets a Mega too in Pokemon Insurgence. So that was my kind of thought process with Stack Attack as alternate forms, where one of them was going to be based on a Pyramid that was going to be a Ground Psychic type, while the other was going to be based on a Haunted Chimney that would have been a Fire Ghost type. You know, based around Stack Attack's little gimmick of being a bunch of mini life forms into one big life form, which both a Chimney made out of bricks and a Pyramid made out of sandstone could do. Kind of like a Alolan Doug... I almost said Dugtrio. Imagine actually Alolan Dugtrio. What was I saying? Alolan Sandshrew. Because the original Sandshrew is clearly based on a Pyramid, while Alolan Sandshrew is clearly based on an Igloo. Alright, time to heal up so I can tank these hits a bit better. Heck, maybe someday we'll get a regional variant for Sandshrew that's based on, like, Force Temples. Perhaps that's a grass type. Or, I had an idea for an alternate Blacephalon that was going to be a ghost or a psychic dark type, I think I was going to make it. Now that I know it's one of the worst type combos ever to exist, but still. It was going to be based on that one boss from Kingdom Hearts 1, I believe? Or from, no, it was from Chain of Memories. Both the GBA version and the PS2 version of Chain of Memories. That was supposed, I think it was in the Alice in Wonderland world. It took control of the Queen of Hearts, I believe her name is. It was that motherfucker. And so it was going to be much taller than the normal Blacephalon, plus have a top hat on its head. And I was going to make a Super Mario Odyssey reference with its Dex entry about how it can throw its hat onto other Pokemon to make them do their bidding. Kind of like how Mario does with Cappy, only him possessing them. Alright, what other alternate form ideas did I have? I think I had an alternate circuitry idea that was going to be a ice grass type, based on, well, obviously a Christmas tree. Also one of the worst type combos ever, but it's still a decent thematic option for a circuitry. Wait, why can't you terrestrialize, or you just haven't gotten your Terra charge up yet? Alright, I'm trying to get my body press up. Will this break the shield? We'll see. The shield is down. Or I always had the idea of an alternate... Oh my god. Or I always had the idea... did he take away my stat buffs again? He did, didn't he? Oh, thanks for the heal cheer. Alright, let's get... Actually, yeah, let me see if he took away my Terra chart. Oh, no, I'm plus 4 defense. How did he do so much just now? What? Whatever, who cares? Alright, lower his defense a bit. I think I should raise my defense a bit. Get them chair. Oh no! We don't want to lose here. Why is he doing so much? The hell? I have plus 4 defense. How? Okay, really, jackass? You're a jackass. You know that? Let me screech again. Because somehow he removed his stat. How the fuck did that happen? Crit, you motherfucker. Wow. Fuck this game, man. What was that? Of course he crits me. That's some garbage. Whatever, we try again. They'll eventually get it. Actually, doesn't Corviknight learn Feather Dance? We could probably Feather Dance it. Feather Dance is a TM, right? Well, let's see if we can teach a Feather Dance. Now let's try one more time. I think you should teach your Corviknight Feather Dance if that's okay with you. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. Just let me know. I always had an idea of an alternate Ninetales that could have been based on a Desert Coyote, which could have been a ground and dark type. Alright, if that's what you want to do. Or what other... You know, let me think of some more alternate forms. If anybody has any ideas of any Pokemon, even Generation 8 and 9 Pokemon now, since this was back, I had all these ideas long before Sword and Shield came out. Long before even Meltan and Melmetal were a thing. But, Or who knows, maybe an Ice Poison type Meltan and Melmetal. Since people argue that Meltan and Melmetal should have been Steel Poison. I mean, Mercury is a very poisonous material and it's liquidy. And can corrode things if given enough concentration, so it should have been a poison type, I agree. Would have given him a bit more coverage as well. And Poison Steel is surprisingly good defensive typing, even if it has a Quad Steel ground weakness, I mean. I always wanted a alternate midday Lycanroc, or maybe an alternate Lycanroc period that could have all been Ice type. But then make midday Ice Normal, midnight Ice Dark, and dusk Ice Fighting. Obviously based on Snow Coyotes and Snow Wolves and stuff. I think that might be a little too obvious. A little too cliched. Maybe something a little different for that one. Or I always wanted an alternate Houndoom, Houndour, and Houndoom that were going to be normal water type, based on Dalmatians. Or specifically Firefighter Dalmatians. That explains the water typing, since, you know, Dalmatians are a type of dog that are often associated with, well, firefighting, since they're the #1 dog mascot for that. And funnily enough, one of the most dangerous dog breeds and most aggressive, along with pit bulls, weirdly enough. I have a pit bull, he's very friendly. Pit bulls are not as bad as you think, thank you. Or maybe, hear me out. What if we had a steel-type Liquid Tongue and Licky Licky that instead of their tongue, they have a mace attached to their tongue, which would be really hard to get out of their mouth. But they can swing that around like an actual weapon. Or maybe make a steel fighting type and kind of partially make it look like a gladiator or something. Or I always had the idea of an alternate Golurk that could have been ground fighting type based on a gladiator. With gladiator more like gladiator-like armor, since clearly Golurk is slightly based on Greek mythology. A little bit in its design, as you can see. Kind of looking like a Hercules, if you will. Also, this is taking an awful long time to load. Holy hell. I don't know. If it takes too long, I'm just gonna exit out and reload the game. Thankfully, this game autosaves, so it's not that big a deal. I'll give it another 30 seconds. If it doesn't, I'm just gonna exit out of it. Because that shouldn't be happening. See, Game Freak, your game is buggy. How about you fix it instead of releasing new games every goddamn year? So, I don't know, while we're waiting for this, why don't we just keep thinking of more alternate forms for every Pokemon from Gen 1 to Gen 9? Or maybe an alternate Cleavor, hear me out, based on a Fire Ant. Maybe make it Fire Bug type. Or Fire Ground type. Funny that we don't have a Fire Ant Pokemon yet. Or who knows, that could be used for an alternate Durant. Fire Steel type or Fire Bug type for alternate Durant. Hell, Pokemon Uranium has a Fire Ant Pokemon. Alright, time to exit out of this. It shouldn't be doing that. I guess while I'm here, why don't I show you all my games once again, even though most of you have already seen this. You got all those games? Cool. Let's reload. Presented by the people who are freaks of a game and can't make a game for their fucking life. Because we only have 6 months to make these things, man. I mean, seriously, the last time we've ever had a Pokemon... the last year that we didn't have a main series Pokemon release was 2015. That was 8 years ago. For fuck's sake. And we're still getting the Scarlet and Violet DLCs, and I guarantee you, the next Pokemon Day in 2024, we'll get some other new Pokemon release. Or something announced. They're probably working on it right as we speak, for all I fucking know. And probably are set to frickin' show it in like 6 months. In like 6-7 months. Long before they really should. Do not use that Koraidon. Please don't use Koraidon. And he's using Koraidon. I'm out. Bye-bye. Because if he gets the sun up, that means Growth will give him +2 in attack and special attack, which is why I don't like it when people use Koraidon, for fuck's sake. Now I'm gonna go to Monte-Davera and see what things I can train up. Or maybe an alternate... maybe an alternate Moltres based on a fallen Phoenix or a fallen Angel of some sort. Could be Fire Ghost type. Or could be... Or maybe make it opposites in its elements. Water is so hot it burns you, like the move Scald, for example. Maybe make it Water Flying type or Water Ghost type. Water Ghost type Moltres actually sounds pretty badass. And for Zapdos, maybe make his Electric spark so much it's like fairy powers or mystical powers. So Fairy Psychic, maybe? Or for Articuno, maybe it's an Articuno that adapted to the grassy areas. So you can make a grass, like heavy rainforest areas. Maybe make a grass, grass dragon type, perhaps? That'd be pretty cool. Alright, let's see. What weird things do I have that I can train? Oh, wait, did I ever get the chance to evolve this Pawmod? I don't think I did. Oh, evolve it. It's clearly evolved. I mean, level it up. I have a bunch of Hisuian Samurats and Hisuian Decidueyes. Maybe I could use these. I know. I'm forgetting things again. Alright, got this guy here. Alright, these guys are all level 100. Did I ever fully... Oh, no, I didn't. Never fully trained to this Hisuian Quillfish. You had him this whole... Ooh, wait. Did I ever finish training this Azelf? I don't think I did. No, I didn't finish training it for special attack. Ooh, yes, we could do it. Alright, you learn Nasty Plot naturally. Azelf is my favorite of the Lake Guardians. You know, speaking of the Lake Guardians, you could easily add the fairy types to them, which is weird that they're not part fairy, but whatever. So maybe alternate forms for these guys. Well, Azelf is the most offensively oriented of the bunch. So maybe it could be fighting type. Fighting psychic type, perhaps? That's not the best offensive type combo because neither type can touch psychic types. But it can still do quite a bit. And I think I might make you Tera Fairy for those pesky dark types. Oh, well, I'll wait for some more Rillaboom raids to show up. I'm a trade, my boy. Azzy boy over here. Better yet, hold up. Let me see if I can sell a few things. Delphox, if you're talking about, or psychic. You mean Delphox should have been psychic fairy, fire fairy type? Yeah, probably. Definitely would have made it a little bit better. Well, yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Delphox. How much would I get if I... Okay, that's how much. Yeah, I think it's better I do not get sidetracked, but I'm still gonna get some special attack things for our Azelf over here. Do you like this new signature move that they gave it? It's pretty awesome. Mystical power, basically just psychic type torch song. That's slightly weaker, but it's okay. It's much better than psychic or extrasensory because of that. Wait a second. Did I already have that many calciums? Excuse me. I'm gonna be so... Did I already? I did! I didn't even need to buy all those. Oh my god. That's so lame that I just bought all those. Why did I do that? I don't care. I forgot I had that many calciums already because of the Delphox raids. I'm so salty now for spending all that money for no reason. Ah, well, it's okay. I might as well give it an HP EV, and I'm gonna go... Well, do I have enough for a focus sash now? Probably not. It's fine. Alright, give you... Where is the item? Where is it? Give you the power weight. I might as well train it for HP real fast. This is slightly off track, but it's fine. Just while I wait for some more Rillaboom raids to show up. And torch the kid. Torch this a toddler. And of course it missed. Oh, watch you paralyze me too. I'm getting hacked out here, guys. Hacks, man. I call hackety hackers. These hickety hackers. Alright, one more time. Come on, man. You can hit him. Did that miss again? Holy shit. It's not even snowing anymore. Oh my god, you see this? I'm getting hacked out here. Screw this. I'm not getting bounced. This Satato's a hacker. Confirmed. Alright, just eat this cherry berry. You're good. Alright, let's try that again. That's one of the most embarrassing moments I've ever had in a Pokemon game. Mystical power! Alright, there we go. Alright, let me put you away, get back my Corvi Knight. I got the shiny Gyarados. I'm gonna level it up real fast. Yeah, I mean, it's a dark dragon type. Of course, it's going to fall down to a simple disarming voice. It could fall to a fairy wind, which is sad. Same with Hydreigon. How could they do my boy like that? My boy Hydreigon. They just, ever since fairy types are running. Like, Hydreigon was OU. It could have been banned to Ubers back in Gen 5, I think, with that last point. Until you fairy types came in and ruined it all. You Tinkerbells and you... I don't know what other fairies in fiction I can think of, but, you Sylphs and you... Fairy Dust, that one alien from Benton Omniverse, I don't remember its name. You fairies came in. I can't believe it. You telling me Tinkerbell can pick a fight with Alduin or Smaug and win? According to Pokemon logic? Some bullshit, that's what I call it. You know what I do when I see a fairy? I stick it in a bottle so I can heal off of it. That's what I do. And why is this person using it as Pathra? I don't get it. I guess for Lumina Crash? You know what I just realized? Lumina Crash and... I think Stabmon can do this in Pokemon Showdown. Because imagine if Azelf had Lumina Crash. Oh boy, that'd be crazy. And combine that with Mystical Power and Nasty Pot or a Nasty Pot strat and then just Lumina Crash everything, there will be no survivors. And then Focus Sash you can guarantee get off that Nasty Pot. Oh boy. I guess. I mean, maybe they were needed for damage control. Since Dragon types were absolutely OP, specifically in Generation 5. And for Dragon types like Flygon and I almost said Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball didn't exist yet. And Garchomp rolling around. Because the only type at the time that could resist Dragon types were Steel types. And most Dragon types could learn Ground type moves, Fire type moves, and Fighting type moves like Brick Break, Earthquake, Bulldoze, Drill Run, Fire Fang, Flamethrower, Fire Blast, Fire Punch. Brick Break, Superpower, Close Combat. Close Combat not back then, but Superpower, yeah, plenty of Dragon types, like Druddigon, for example. So, even the type that's meant to balance out Dragon types have a wide amount of coverage. So, like, I think Dragon types had a lot of coverage to them, offensive coverage, like second only to normal types, I'd say. Since Dragon types could learn Electric type moves or Water type moves as well, like so many Dragon types could learn Surf. Or Thunderbolt for some of them, even pre-Gen 6. before Guja was rolling around. Ground type moves, rock type moves, I already said electric. Fire type moves, fighting type moves, bug type moves even, because Haxorus frickin' X-Scissors out here. Normal type moves. Some poison type moves, some dragon types can learn poison jabs, some steel type, they can learn steel type moves like Iron Head and Iron Tail. I think that second amount of coverage is just behind normal types. Yeah, but it does give more value to poison types. So, it's same for steel types, since pre-fairy days, poison and steel were probably one of the worst offensive types. Because steel was only strong against rock and ice back then. Plus, four types walled steel types offensively. Themselves, fire types, water types, and electric types. And in the case of steel only being able to hit ice and rock types for super effective damage, fighting types completely outclass them in that raid. Not only can they hit those two types for super effective, but they can hit a lot of other types for super effective and neutral damage. Some types that steel types can't even touch, like electric and fire. Ooh, Luminar Crash did some good damage there. Kinda see why he did that just now. But yeah, because back then, poison types were only good against grass types offensively. Because poison's a pretty decent type defensively, but offensively it sucks. And fairy types definitely made poison types and steel types a little bit better offensively because of that. Definitely giving those two types more offensive value and defensive value, too. So it was an overall good decision. But man, I still can't. Like, all the memes that you see about dragon types getting bullied by fairy types, like a Jigglypuff completely overlooking super powerful dragon types like Hydreigon and Salamence and Dragonite and just making fun of them, man, it's so insulting. I don't like it. How can they do my boy dirty like that, the wonderful dragon type? Man, it's so salty. It makes me salty, I should say. And if you're salty about dragon types getting poisoned, getting humiliated by fairy types, hit that like and subscribe button depending on which platform you happen to be watching on. Thank you. I had to throw that segue in there somehow, right? It probably just learns it through leveling up. Maybe your Cresselia just isn't high enough leveled. Or you could probably just relearn it. Lunar Blessing or Lunar Dance, whichever one you want. Man, we just need a move that straight up stops time one of these days. Time Stopper, like in Mega Man 2. Or in the Tales of games, that is an art. And the opposing Pokemon loses one turn. Or their next turn they lose. Their current turn is assuming you outsped them and their next turn, which would be really broken, so limited to like 5 PP, and you can only use it every other turn or something. I'll just level it up. It probably gets Lunar Blessing at a later level. I mean, I'm pretty sure all Cresselias are female. I don't think there's male Cresselias. Oh, of course you crit me, you asshat. Time for me to terrestrialize now. You want to scrap? You scrap with me. Alright, once the shield's gone, I'm gonna use Screech again. Alright, if that's what you think. I could check that artwork out myself. If I wanted to. I don't know. Alright, let me Screech him. Screech again. And I missed. Yay. I love it when I miss my attacks. Why is he using Ice Punch? Body press. Goodbye, Rillaboom. Well, you'd have to be careful with that. Not all Pokemon will look all that good in real life. But if it's a more cartoony-ish thing, like any Pokemon or stuff for that matter, it could be fine, but in real life that could look a little off. If it's too realistic, that is. I keep saying, have you looked at what, say, Gardevoir looks like if it was more realistic? It doesn't look good. Same with Pokemon like Pinsir or Meltan. Just doesn't look good. Alright, this guy's using Scovillain for... Wait a minute. That thing's weak to acrobatics. Why would you use that? And has piss poor defenses. You know what? Let's try it. I don't care. Maybe he'll spicy extract it. I don't know. Which is not the best. Like dual rings like Nia and Mio and Xenoblade, something like that maybe? Oh, I call that the Chosen of Regeneration and Sales of Symphonia. Some weapons like that, I believe. That makes sense. You know, speaking of that, in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, which I don't know if this returns in later Smash Bros. Games, but on the stage Spear Pillar, which I don't think that stage shows up in Smash 4, but I know it does in Ultimate. Cresselia has a chance of showing up as a hazard in the stage alongside Palkia and Dialga, and the Lake Trio can show up as little cameos as well, but unlike the other three that I just mentioned, they're not hazards. Cresselia will use two separate versions of Psycho Cut. One where it kind of revolves around the stage, and the other where it kind of shoots it from the base for a short amount of time, from where it happens to be standing, at oncoming fighters. It could do a hell of a lot of damage, and it was one of the most annoying stage hazards at one point. It's really not... Well, if you know how the attack works, you can dodge it pretty easily, but it can still... Oh, of course. You use Scourge when you put up your goddamn shield. Fuck off. Just after I clicked the button. Whatever, dude. Alright, did he already take our stat buffs? I don't think he did. And he's about to do that now, I think. Let me get at least one body press off. God damn it, dude. Okay, there we go. There it is. Alright, that's what I was waiting for. No growth for you. Alright, can I survive this? Ooh, just barely. I'm gonna heal here after this one. Hey, somebody burned him. The Scovillain did. Is it a more realistic looking style, or is it more in an anime-ish art style? Because it's probably in a more anime-ish art style. You literally do so little damage, you heal me, dude. People have always said that Skull Villain is kind of more of a middle stage evolution than a final stage evolution, and I kind of agree there. Almost seems like it's unfinished. Like, maybe there was originally going to be a middle stage for the Catch the Kid line. Definitely would have made sense. It doesn't look like it should be fully evolved, and the stats say that as well, I'd say. Yeah, maybe in the future we'll finally get a new evolution or something. That's what I thought. It was in a more anime-ish art style. Screech him, scream his ears off. Of course you're missing, dude. Really? Really good timing, dude. Keep missing like that. I brought it first again. I don't even need to terrestrialize, screw it. And that's another Donkey Kong biting in the dust. Another Donkey Kong bites the dust? Okay, we're not getting into that. Okay. I mean, if that's what they want to do, I suppose. I mean, that's a cosplay, not a realistic Gardevoir in real life. Or a hyper-realistic one, I should say. Oh boy, dressing as a Jinx. That can't be good. Alright, let's see what these guys are gonna bring before I do anything else. Oh boy. I think I know what you mean when you're saying large, and I already can tell that's not good at all. Let's just end that right then and there, that train of thought there. Yep. Yeah, nope. Now you can say it on this channel, it's okay. I tend to not be the biggest fan or not liking those large chicks myself. Or let's be real, they're fat. And I'm not sorry for saying that, I'm being honest here. I'm leaving that raid too, I suppose. A Pokemon Opera in Sydney? Okay, a Pokemon Opera. Why did I read that as opera? I don't know. Opera, you meant, not the person. I didn't, whatever, too late now. I did not want to click that button. Do you mean Sydney, the Dark-type Elite Four member from Hoenn, or some person named Sydney? Alright, it's good to know she didn't have to wear a wig, I guess. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. I'm not very familiar with Australia. You learn something new every day, they say, which is a very true thing. New South Wales also was unfamiliar with such a city name. Or a location to begin with. For all I know, that could be a county, not even a city. Alright, no, he's not putting up the shield, good. And now, yell at him. Yes, I could guess that New South Wales, or New South Wales, is a part of the Australian continent. Ah, took too much damage. And somebody did a heal cheer. I thank them for that. I feel like Zamazenta should get Shy Shield Bash. I know that's a signature move for Stay a little weirder, but it would make sense. And it would be very useful for it as well. Perhaps I should look up the Sydney Opera House. I keep body pressing him. Don't use close combat, you fool. He learns. Oh, never mind. Maybe keep using it. Or maybe don't keep using it because it lowers your defenses. Honestly, just like recoil moves, close combat is not the most useful thing to use in battle or in In Tera Raids. In competitive Pokemon, it's awesome. In casual playthrough, it's awesome. And in Nuzlocke, it's risky. But here, just, nah. It's too risky for it to be that useful. At least overall useful continuously. Alright, it's fine. You want me to screech you again, I will. Oh, really? In which particular kart racing, or not kart racing, which particular track is that seen in? And down he goes. I guess because my defense drop that I put on him registered in there last second. I probably wouldn't have killed without it. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. A moment to lose. Alright, who's next? Which DK Kong is next? It doesn't matter. I'll just sit back here and wait for new people to come in. Alright, this man's got a Delphox. I don't know what he's gonna do with that Armor. Well, Armor does resist some of the moves it has. You still gotta worry about the normal type moves, though. Golden Go completely walls its entire moveset. I mean, you could always run a Tera Fighting Golden Go. I'd like to do that. Though, Focus Blast is not the most reliable move, let's just say. I feel like Golden Go should be able to learn Aura Sphere, but I guess not. And, were they doing a bunch of cosplaying in there? I guess that's why they were cosplaying as Jinxes and Gardevoirs and whatnot. And whatever other Pokemon. Like, was it some sort of play that was going on at that Opera House? Screech him! Sydney Sprints, that's the name of the stage, perhaps? Or is that the name of that opera house that shows up in one of the stages? Alright, get a body press off so I can get my Chara Charge a little sooner. Acid Spray! I probably should have gotten at least one more Screech off, who cares? Alright, there's the shield. Let me use one more body press so I can Terrestrialize right away. Alright, come on. Lord, take away my abilities. There we go. Alright, good to know. I didn't know that. Alright, now we will use Iron Defense 3 times. 3 separate times. I'll give them 3 minutes to take me out. After I use all these Iron Defenses, that is. Alright, one more, 2 more Iron Defenses. Oh, that's pretty cool. Well, not just cosplaying, but they'll also have a bit of immersion going on with the different Pokemon sounds. That's actually pretty awesome. And the Pokemon music. Like, what type of Pokemon songs were they playing over there? Alright. That's some nice HP lowering. And he's Tera Electric. Why would he go Tera Electric? Body press. Alright, one more and his shield is gone. And also, that Golden Girl's name is Outshine. He outshines you in every way. And down goes the shield. Alright, that's what I wanted you to do. Because we're gonna Screech again. Yeah, this Rillaboom is going down. He will not win. Alright, one more Screech. That Golden Goat is at all 4 of its focus misses. That is hilarious. Hilariously cool, though, but hilarious nonetheless. Alright, and body press for the win. Down he goes. He stole my kill. God blast it, he stole my kill. Why is everybody stealing the kills, man? That's so unfair. That would be quite awesome. There's probably cosplays for those 3 things as well. Actually, there definitely are. You'll find cosplays of Pokemon everywhere, dude. Like, all over the internet. Probably like Giovanni and the other Team Rocket admins or something, right? Getsus and Cyrus, they were had in the place there? Huh, you'd think they just do Giovanni, but no, they did those guys. So in that play, they also have Silver in there. Whoever made that little play at the Opera House must be a really big Pokemon fan. Because I don't think the normal, person would know about Silver being Giovanni's son. Like, you'd have to be a bit of a Pokemon fan to know about that one. Because it's never, stated in the main game of either Gold and Silver, or Crystal, or Heart Gold, Soul Silver. That's in an event that ended a long time ago, back in, 2011, back when the Celebi event came out in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I remember getting that event the day Black and White came out in the US. And then a little less than 2 weeks later, got Pokemon Black for my 9th birthday. Seriously? Huh. Yeah, whoever operates all that stuff was really big Pokemon fans. Fucking... Okay. He's already been tough, for fuck's sake, man. Whatever. Just... And they're mainly playing the battle music from Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness. Well, the normal battle song is probably one of the, if not the best song in the game. Along with the Team the Team Cypher admin theme. Those are my two favorite songs in those two games. They're awesome. Maybe that should be our question of the day. What is your favorite Pokemon song from Gen 1 to Gen 9? This could be spin-off game, any main series or spin-off game, doesn't matter. What is your favorite Pokemon song and why? Cynthia and Cyrus were battling. That's awesome. Let me guess, Cyrus had his Gyarados, perhaps, or a Weavile. Alright, he took away our step-ups, right? I don't remember if he did or not. Let's just body press just in case he didn't. And then probably Cynthia has her Garchomp or her Lucario. Alright, Iron Defense. Or maybe, or they probably might have given Cyrus maybe a Palkia. He does canonically use a Palkia in Pokemon Masters. While Cynthia canonically, both in the games and the anime, has a Como. Too bad she doesn't use one in the the Sun and Moon or Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon Battle Tower. That'd been cool if she did. Yeah, they are some massive Pokemon fans over there, whoever's operating that Opera House. Or whoever's wanting those plays there. And body press. That their platinum teams. Alright. Cyrus's platinum team, I think, is better. Same with Cynthia's platinum team. Sure, she gets rid of Gastrodon in favor for Togekiss, and this was before Togekiss was a fairy type. Though I get why they removed Gastrodon. One, it had the lowest base stat total of any of her Pokemon on her team. Two, it kind of type overlapped with both her Garchomp and her Milotic, so there's that. Come on, we can beat him. Yeah, that's the strongest team. What is that? Weavile, Gyarados, Crobat, and what other Pokemon did he use? There was another one. Honchkrow, that's right. And then, I don't know, throw Palkia or Giratina on there. Look how much damage that body press did. Now, if only we had the time to actually do something. And that's a loss. Oh well. What other Rillabooms do we gotta deal with out here? Or maybe a Steel Flying type Garchomp that's an actual jet plane. And is literally flying in the sky. Or they can make it water steel type. And it shoots out literal torpedoes. That'd be a better alternate Garchomp. Since the Dark Chomps definitely in that alternate world have evolved to deal with water combat and whatnot. To be able to fight in the water and whatnot. And Ending Getsus. Did they have Getsus's Black and White 2 team or his Black and White team? Because for N, I'd argue that N will likely have his first Black and White team. Or maybe Getsus's Black and White 2 team is better? Actually, they nerfed his Black and White 2 team compared to his first Black and White team. Like, imagine if King Gambit existed back in Generation 5. He definitely would have used that over his Bisharp. And that's my one thing with Getsus's team. He has 2 Dark types. Are you serious? Connection fail? Of course. Alright, time to wait for that to reload then. Neato. Yeah, let's just go sell these star pieces. Well, Getsus does win. It makes sense. Even if N uses either Reshiram or Zekrom. Hell, if you think about it, his Hydreigon, its entire moveset is literally tailor-made to take out N's team. Its moveset is Dragon Pulse, Surf, Focus Blast, and Fire Blast. That's a hell of a lot of coverage for it. It doesn't even need a Dark-type move. Dragon Pulse for the Dragon types, plus Hydreigon is faster than both Reshiram and Zekrom. Even if Reshiram and Zekrom are overall stronger in terms of base stat total and typing. Even without fairy types running around. I don't know, go to Medallion for fun or something, I don't know. But, Surface for his Archeops. Focus Blast is for both his Zoroark, his Vanillux, and his Klinklang, and you could argue Fire Blast is for those two as well. And Focus Blast is also for his Caracosta. So literally his Hydreigon alone is literally tailor-made to take out N's entire team. Because after N was gonna liberate all Pokemon in the Unova region, Getsus was gonna betray him and beat him in battle, thus N wouldn't have been able to win against him. Again, with his team, or even just his Hydreigon, being tailor-made to take out his entire team. But it was Zoroark in disguise. That's something that didn't happen in-game. Hey, surprise, surprise, it wasn't me, it was Zoroark in disguise. I made a whole rhyme just now. I'm about to start saying that any time I fight a Zoroark now. You know, that's my catchphrase now for Zoroark, whether I'm using a Zoroark or somebody else's. Surprise, surprise, it was Zoroark in disguise. And actually, that's a new Pokemon pun right there, too. I made up my own Pokemon pun. It's mine. I coined it. It's my Pokemon pun. I copyright it right now. Any of you steal it, you gotta pay me a penny. A poke penny. Alright, it's not... Well, if this is the first Black and White, then this is before Iris becomes champion. So, Iris isn't as strong as she is in Black and White 2. This is when she's still a gym leader. We'll see. Raid has been okay, dude. What? Why'd you? Huh? Alright, what's the point of even sending those up if you're just gonna abandon them? I mean, it makes sense to the multi-battle rules. For them to only use 3 Pokemon. That's how it works in game, that's how it shall work in the play as well. What is that under there? It's so hard to tell. What is that? Oh, it's a Kamala, I think. Now let me see what that is. No, it's a shrubby thing. I forgot what it's called. A Strudel, that's what it is. Actually, you know what? I really want to run in Terra Normal Komala with Sleep Talk Last Resort. I've been hearing people using that in competitive play. Though it is a bit gimmicky and easily walled by Steel Rock or Ghost types, it seems pretty fun. I might give it a shot. Though it means it also takes automatic damage from I almost said Dusclops. From Darkrai, but Darkrai doesn't exist in this game, so it doesn't matter. Hey, I'm telling you, man, guess this is easily the best of all Pokemon villains. I'd say he's the only Pokemon villain that's an actual true threat or something, you know? And even after he loses, he doesn't just stop his evil plans right then and there. I mean, sure, you got other Pokemon villains that are trying to kill everybody, Cyrus and Lysander, or rewrite the world in Maxie and Archie, or in Volo and whatnot. But this man, he's willing to kill people to get what he wants. He's extremely deceitful, he'll betray you. He agreed to do, which greed isn't the worst thing in the world. Too much greed, though, can be bad. And do not bring that Koraidon, please. And he's willing to freeze over a whole region and betray his entire party, his own, and verbally abuse his foster child to get what he wants. It's freaking crazy. But that's what makes him such a good villain. He's like the one Pokemon villain that isn't afraid to, you know, show that he's got some evil bones in him. Unlike most other Pokemon villains where they gotta censor it out or something, or tone them down a little bit. Because, oh no, we gotta think of the kids, right? The 6-year-olds who be playing this game, right? I'm not making fun of anybody, I'm just saying. And I mean, if you think about it, Ash could be the main character. Well, he is, obviously. He's based on Red. So let's just say he's either Hilbert or Hilda. And Iris is helping him out, which I think that's a metaphor on how the other gym leaders will fight against Team Plasma and the Seven Sages, so the main character can get through. I guess that's the closest thing they could do with that, without just hiring more people to do more cosplaying. Huh. Again, very immersive. They do that for immersion purposes. It definitely helps the audience grasp what's really going on in the Pokemon battle. And why are so many people abandoning these raids? What the hell? Oh, really dumb. Really dumb. And if you think that's really dumb, hit the like and subscribe and follow button, depending on which platform you happen to be watching on. Thank you. Alright, Sarah Steel. I don't think my Tera Normal Raid has showed up yet. Yeah, it hasn't. Oh well. Man, I don't want to reset it. I already reset this blasted thing. Let's see, Casadoya Lake. I could get some feathers here while I'm here. Resist feather. Resist field. Protect my allies with thine shield. Permaguard. I don't know. I'm not even using any Pokemon moves at the moment. Now let's try this again. Hopefully there are actually some Rillaboom raids here that people won't just instantly vanish from. Alright, he's bringing a Landorus T. Because it's competitively the best Pokemon ever, so you gotta bring one of them, right? And this man better not bring that Hisuian Avila. Do not do it. One low kick and you're screwed. No matter how high your defense is, I do not care. Well, that would make sense. That does explain a few things, actually, like Crobat, for example. If he's such a hate-filled character, why does not like Pokemon and stuff, why does he have a Crobat? You know, a Pokemon that evolves only through friendship? And that's another thing that makes Getsus a really cool villain. He's the only Pokemon villain, or at least from, not counting Generation 8 or 9, from Gen 1 to 7. He's the only Pokemon villain that actually doesn't need some sort of friendshipy thing towards his Pokemon, despite, you know, being a very evil character. He's the only Pokemon villain, Getsus, that doesn't need Mega Evolution or Z moves, you know, moves that you can only use if your, gimmicks you can only use if your Pokemon has friendship towards you. Since Mega Evolution, you need a really strong bond with your Pokemon to do that. Giovanni has Mega Mewtwo, specifically Mega Mewtwo Y, since that's the canon one that he has according to Pokemon Masters. And Lysander uses a Mega Gyarados. Lusamine doesn't use... Well, Lusamine's not truly a villain, but she does have some... I think one of her Pokemon are Team Evolve Max Friendship. Forgot which one. No, not Milotic, but other than that. Guzma can use he uses both Mega Evolution and Z moves thanks to the Battle Tree. Cyrus has his Crobat. Archie and Maxie also have Crobats, I'm pretty sure. The Team Rocket people, I think they use Crobats as well. They at least have Zubats that eventually evolve into Crobats. And yeah, and to further prove that, Getsus also, specifically in Black and White 2, Getsus's Hydreigon knows frustration and it's at maximum power, meaning he literally tortures his Pokemon to get what he wants. If that ain't evil, I don't know what is. No other Pokemon villain has done that. And I'm pretty sure we'll probably never ever get that again. It just shows how freakishly evil he is. And hell, there's a theory out there that the reason why Getsus has that little eye patch or whatever the hell it is because while he was trying to get his Hydreigon, he tried to forcefully pry open a Xylus's head in order for it to evolve into a Hydreigon. And because of that, it ended up tearing his eyeball out. That's a metal-ass theory, and it really fits with how evil Getsus is. And heck, Getsus even is willing to kill children, and it's implied he killed N in a certain timeline and whatnot, in the You Sun You Moon timeline. That's freaking crazy. Heck, in Pokemon Masters, when he joins your team, for frick's sake, he even does it after right after betraying N to your face, to Nate's face, and to Scotty/Betty's face, the main character of Pokemon Masters. That's their names. The canonical names. And he goes, "Hi, I'm Getsus. I'm the liberator of all Pokemon." And the music, there's no music playing really conveying the fact that this guy isn't joining you, he's using you, my man. And I always imagine in Pokemon Masters, when you select him into your party, he goes, "Allow me to lend you a hand." And then he literally severs somebody's hand to give it to you. I can imagine him doing that. Mon, are you talking about... Oh yeah, Luzamine's husband. That's at Pokepelago, living his life making little Pokebeans and ignoring his family or whatever. I mean, he still shows up from time to time, but still. Yeah, he went away because Luzamine's a crazy bitch, that's why. That's why he's doing it. He loves his family, he just did it because Luzamine's a crazy bitch. I know who you're talking about, it's the guy in Pokepelago. Alright, you already lowered my stats. I'm just raising my defense. Spam and body press. Alright, another screech off. Oh yeah, there's that as well. I guess he forgot his family was around, and that's why he ended up being a Pokepelago. People theorize because of how crazy Luzamine was, it was just, that's part of the reason why he ended up living the rest of his days on Pokepelago, but whatever. I'm so good, I don't need to terrestrialize. I ain't making fun of anybody, just trying to look cool here. And down he goes. Yeah, hit me with a low kick. It'll be the last low kick. Goodbye. Hey, she just wanted the four of them to be together again. Technically 5 if you count Magearna. Says, what was it? It was her father or some shit that made Magearna or whatever the lore is in Pokemon Journeys / the Alola anime. I don't know. The only time I ever really watch anything about Journeys is like on Luminous Trainer Zach's channel. You should watch them. Another Poketuber and whatnot. So, I believe so, yeah, Magearna. Or something, I don't know. I got that off somewhere, I don't remember. I still think Mewtwo looks weird as hell in this game. He just does not look right. Depending on how long this Rillaboom raid goes, I think this will be the last one for the video. Depends. I think I'll just hit the 3-hour mark, why not? Because it's Saturday, you know what that means, we got a sub-only thing coming up. How would it end as a draw? That doesn't make much sense to me. Well, Gladion is stated to be the much better trainer of the two of them. Lou doesn't even care too much about Pokemon battles. That happened in the Pokemon anime during the Alola League, where they both did end up fighting. Gladion, I believe, used his Umbreon, if I remember correctly, while Lulu used her Alolan Vulpix. She tried to get off his Sub-Zero Slammer, but his Umbreon really tanked it. Alright, this is a chance to get off a second Screech. I mean, if that's what happened to the little... or in Journeys? Maybe that shows she got a bit better at Pokemon battling, but I don't know. It was stated that Gladion is the better trainer, so I don't know. Lunar Blessing! Oh, but she has an Alolan Ninetales and Journeys? I didn't know about that. Yep, Journey's not the Alola anime. Alright, makes sense. Didn't know she had an Alola Ninetales. Alright, one more Iron Defense. Mudslap Cresselia. That's gonna be the meta. Haha, can't touch me. Even though Cresselia gets double team, which I don't know if double team exists in this game. No, I think it does. Just very few Pokemon get it. Because it's such a busted move. Tera Psychic Mewtwo. The only good use for Tera Psychic. Just to make Psychic types, like very hard-hitting Psychic types, even harder hitting. Oh, oops, no. Terrestrialize, come on. Haha, Gudra and Greninja make Ashy Boy Greninja. You know, they really should bring back that Bond phenomenon someday. That'd be really cool. I know there's some fan-made Bond phenomenons out there. Like, I recently watched a YouTube short, on somebody saying, hey, what if the Kanto gym leaders had Bond phenomenons with their aces? And it actually looks pretty decent. They look a lot better than, well, the Pokemon wearing their trainers' clothes can be a little cursed depending on which Pokemon we're talking about. So you do gotta be a little careful with that one. I'm gonna Screech you again. Keep screaming at him. Break his eardrums. And I noticed the Mewtwo just fainted. That's why you don't use Mr. Anorexic over there. Oh yeah, he gone. Actually, I'm pretty sure Brock and Olivia got together in Pokemon Journeys as well, after getting together originally in Sun and Moon anime. Goodbye, Rillaboom. And hey, it's good too. Olivia was always trying to look for a dude, and Brock was, because Brock has no game and he's a giant simp, he couldn't get with no chicks, but there you go. Plus, they're both rock-type trainers. It's quite nice, I suppose. Oh, there's an ability patch, finally. We're not at the 3-hour mark just yet. Once we're at the 3-hour mark, I'll end this off. So we could keep doing a bit more Rillaboom raids until then. I always liked Olivia's design for no particular reason, but yeah. Totally not pretending that there was no particular reason why people liked her design, such as myself. I'm not afraid to admit it. Mostly just her design, really. Outside of that, she's got nothing else very interesting about her. Other than, hey, I'm an Elite Four and a Kahuna. Neat. Should have been her who had Tapu Lele in Pokemon Masters, not Lana, but who cares? Who cares? Funnily enough, I like how in older Pokemon episodes of the anime, like in Pokemon Advanced or in Master Quest. Master Quest has such a good theme song. Such a memorable song, but slightly off topic. Like, there was some character, I think, in Pokemon Advanced named Lana, and then later we get the actual Pokemon character named Lana. How funny. Remember that. Yeah, because Brock had no fucking game, and now he's got a little bit of game on him. Because Brock actually learned some game, that's why he finally got himself a chick. Alright, yell in his ear. And we're a black male soldier? Okay. Again, in the anime or in real life, or in that opera thing? The meme image. And thanks for the heel cheer, whoever that was. Haha, no bulk up for you. Low kick. Can't do anything to me. Haha. When that part happened at the end of the XYZ anime. And also, Bonnie and Clement's face there was hilarious. And wasn't no dumb friend zone and kiss on the cheek either. It was a real one. And just remember the theory that they thought, oh, Lyco's mother and father is Ash and Serena. Nope, that theory got debunked. Though the hairpin that Leiko has in her hair is very similar to the symbol Ash had on his hat in the first season. And I refuse to pronounce her name as Liko. It just doesn't sound right to me. Liko sounds better. Didn't even need it to rest it as. Just lower its defense enough. Alright, still not the 3-hour mark just yet. We got enough time for just one more of these. And now people are thinking that Roy's Ash's son. Oh my jeez. Didn't people think that Roy was Ghost's son or something? I don't know. I have a feeling they'll cameo at some point in the Horizons anime. Horizons anime is far too young for them to do that, I suppose, right at the moment, but still. They'll do it at some point. It's eventual. It's inevitable. It is inevitable. I always thought how you say inevitable in Spanish should have been inevitable, but who am I to question the Spanish language, right? Also, me drinking water is inevitable. That's how you say inevitable in Spanish? Okay. It should have been inevitable, I don't care. That just sounds funnier. Or is that in a different language? I don't know. Eh. Oh, nandato. Nandato! Nani? Pokana. Whenever they say, well, it's not just in my Pokemon videos. I do that in Xenoblade. I do it in Pikmin 4. I do it in Kirby if the dialogue comes to it. For, like, the one character in that game that talks. In either Forgotten Land or Return to Dreamland Deluxe and soon enough Star Allies. If I'm done with Pikmin 4 early, perhaps I'll start streaming Star Allies at some point. Bet you after this I want to do another Pikmin 4 episode, but I want to finish that other cave that I didn't get all the treasure out of just yet. With the Water Wraith. You should probably rewatch that. It was episode 9. I'll tell you why the Water Wraith is one of the worst enemies in all of Pikmin. Not in a bad way, though. He's definitely a fun guy to battle. Alright, taunt him. Alright, since he's already using Screech, I'll take this opportunity to use Body Press. Lord Elmo is this guy's name. Why? Dude, someone just completely... Oh, he Drain Punched him. Real nice. And he took away his stat drops. Thanks for that. You're an asshole. I hope you know that. Not really, no, I didn't. I think I saw your character from across the terrestrial room, but that's about it. Boom Burster. You did mention that earlier, yes. Alright, Iron Defense. I'm gonna make sure I'm at +4. Because if not, then it means it did a heal drop at some point. You bought the deal? Oh. Huh. I mean, if you wanted to buy the DLC, that's on you. I'm waiting for the DLC to come out. Once the day it comes out, that's when I'll buy it. Until then, I don't really care about it right now. We don't know when it's coming out. Steel Mask is supposed to come out in the fall, apparently. Should come out in the summer, in my opinion, but whatever. Kind of like Hall of Armor. What? He did lower my defense at some point. Are you kidding me? Fucking garbage. Probably shouldn't be having weak armor against this thing, I'm just saying. Heal cheer. Terrestrialize. Well, yeah, that would be pretty awesome, and we can finally see the original dragon. And Gen 5 is my favorite generation, so that'd be an absolute treat. I mean, I guess after the Skull and Violet DLCs come out, it will be confirmed. Oh no, he's gathering his energy. There isn't much time left. He released it. Well, we're not exactly at the 3-hour mark just yet, but we're almost there. I don't know, aside from Heart Gold Soul Silver, I've stated it before, Sinnoh, before Alola came out, that is, Sinnoh was the last region that I had played at that time. Of the first 6 regions, it was the last one I played. And I played it the summer, back when Sun and Moon was coming out. So I didn't really have much time to get attached to it like most people have. Again, specifically Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, not Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Heart Gold, Soul Silver was my second Pokemon game after the original Gold and Silver. We're pretty much at the 3-hour mark, so let me go down to Montana Vera. I'm going to sell a few things and then we'll end this off. Because I've been up here for the last 3 hours sweating myself off. I need something to eat before we continue with Pikmin 4 later. And then our sub-only Saturday special of Unreal Engine. So I'm going to learn how to use Unreal Engine in code, everybody. Even though I should be doing that off screen. Been a little lazy about it, I'm going to be honest. Alright, let's see. We're going back to box 8. Right here. Alrighty. Let's just save real fast, and I believe that shall be the end of the video. Plus, video was sponsored and partnered again once again by Dubby, so please click the link in the description below to get a 10% discount using the code to get your energy drink order. Anyways, thank everybody for watching this edition of Pokemon Violet Fun Stuff. If you all enjoyed and you want to see more, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow, hit one of the videos you see on screen now up on YouTube and that bell button for more. Aaron, thank you for joining me once again in these raids, and thank you everybody for watching. See you in the next For Fun Stuff video on Pikmin 4 and Unreal Engine. A sub-only special later today. Have a nice rest of your day.